and welcome back to my channel and to a new video. If you're new around here, then my name is Nicola. I am a mum of two and I make lifestyle videos, and today I have a kind of a random haul for you. Actually, I thought it would be quite interesting to show you the last 10 things. Actually there's 11, but two of them are sort of under the same banner, so I've counted them as one. But so the last 10 things that I purchased on Amazon. I think probably most of us are the same at the moment. Obviously we can't really go out anywhere shopping, and we've got a bit more time on our hands, perhaps, some more than others probably, but scrolling and online shopping is becoming the norm. So Amazon is definitely a best friend at the moment, and yeah, I just thought I would show you some of the random stuff that we've been buying. So this isn't all that we've bought. It is the 10 most recent things that I have purchased. So there have been other things that Andrew has purchased or that we've purchased for the children, on behalf of the children, but generally these are the things that I have purchased because I needed them, or we purchased them together for family use, I guess. So yeah, so without further ado, why don't I just get into it and I'll show you what we've bought. So I'm going to start with the things that I purchased the most time ago, and then work back forwards to the most recent. So I'm going to start off with these two things. So these are some games that we bought at Christmas time, New Year, because on New Year's Eve we wanted some different games to play, something a bit fun, and also knowing that we were going into a lockdown, just some things that we could amuse ourselves with, really, and some things that were competitive but not too competitive, if that makes any sense. We are quite a competitive family, and family games can often end up in rows. I am probably the most competitive out of all of them, so I'm the reason why the children are like that. However, I wanted something that was a bit more fun and energetic, perhaps within this one anyway. So I bought this, which is, it says ejection toy chess. It's not really. So it's like a hockey game. It might be easier if I took it out of the box to show you. I actually saw Zoe and Alfie. Put it upside down. Where? I actually saw Zoe and Alfie playing a similar thing to this on one of Zoe's videos years ago, like ages and ages ago. Sorry, I've just dropped the bits on the floor. I'm going to pick those up. And thought what good fun it looked. So I've been looking for one for a while, and then I thought I'd just bit the bullet and bought it. So it is this. So it's a little wooden tray. Can't tip it too much because it's got all these little footballs in it. You can get them in all different styles. You can get non-football ones, just ones with plain black counters, and they're in the middle is a little divider with a hole in it, and a bit like shuffleboard, I guess. There's a bit of elastic at the end. You pull the football back onto the elastic, and then you let it go. I can't do it with one hand. And you let it go, and it shoots up, and the idea is to get it through onto the other side. So you start with the same amount of footballs each, and you go really quick and try and get all your footballs away from your side and into the other side, but also obviously during that time you're going to get some of their footballs on your side, so you've got to keep going until one person ends up with nothing on their side and they are the winner. It gets quite frantic and quite shouty, but it's good fun and it's quite energetic, and it's good for our family, and it's obviously a two-player game. So we did like a little tournament on New Year's Eve, and we've played it a few times since, and yeah, it's just really good fun. So that was one game. And then the other game, I saw another family play, I think on YouTube or something, and this is more of a learning game. And actually, if anyone's doing homeschooling and home learning at the moment, then this might be one. It's a STEM game, and it is the Genius Square. You can also get the Genius Star, and it's almost like a little game of Tetris. So you roll the dice, these dice, and it tells you on the grid where to put these little round blockers, and then you have all these little Tetris pieces, and you have to fit them into the spaces, and you have to try and beat your opponent, but you can do it on your own. It's a game that you can play on your own, or you can play against someone else and race them, or you can race against the clock on your own. So I quite like the fact that you know, we could, or Phoebe could, or Archie could play it on their own, as well as play it against each other. And we've actually played this quite a bit. So it says for 6+, and the pieces go into the square. No matter what the configuration of the blockers, the pieces will always fit in some way. So sometimes it's really easy, and sometimes it takes ages and you can't work out where they all go. But it's really good. It encourages, you know, good mental thinking, and, you know, some mathematical work, I guess, you know, knowing like where the like A1 and B3 is and things like that. So generally I think that's a really good game, and the star one looks good too. So this one was $19.99 on Amazon, and the football one was $14.99. And I thoroughly recommend both of those. And there are some other STEM games on Amazon which I'm going to get as well, because it's a bit different. I mean, Phoebe's obviously doing her schoolwork, but to encourage sort of mathematical thinking and in other ways, I think is sometimes a good thing. Something it's a bit more fun than just doing maths. So so yeah, I'm going to get some more of those. But yeah, that was that one. So the next thing was our radiator cover. I'm going to insert a picture here of it. I'm not going to show you the actual one because we are in the middle of decorating our hallway, and this is where I bought it for, and I'm filming a video of the transformation of the hallway, and it's nearly finished. So if I show you it now, you're going to see what the hallway looks like, and yeah, that will spoil the surprise for you. So so yeah, this is the radiator cover I got. It was around £36. It might have been £36.99. They do this particular one in a white and a grey. I got the grey for two reasons. Firstly, because I thought I wanted the grey. I thought the grey might look quite nice with the wall paint that we've gone for. And then I also, and it was, plus it was cheaper. I think the white one was like £40, so it was about £4 cheaper. And I thought, well, if I don't like it grey, I can always paint it. And I thought the chances are I was going to have to paint it, if I was going to paint it at all, it was going to have to be the same colour as the wall. In actual fact, it looks fine. It's enough different to the paint colour to look okay. I thought if it was too similar, it might clash a bit, but actually I think it looks fine. So we've kept it as it is, but I love it because I love the oak shelf on the top, and yeah, it looks fab where it is in our hallway at the moment, so you'll be able to see that in the next coming weeks. We're just waiting for a few more bits to arrive to finish off the whole look, and then I will put that video up. So so yeah, so radiator cover was the last thing that I purchased. Right, so the next random thing I bought was also for our hallway. We needed something to keep like muddy boots and shoes and things in, and we had a little crate which I bought from Dunelm just for general storage years and years ago. And I started using it for our muddy boots because it was either that or throw it away, and I thought, oh, it would be quite handy, I'll stick it in there. It fitted in the gap that I needed it to fit in. But because it was a wooden crate, it was slatted on the bottom, so if you put something that was muddy into it, all of that mud, like dried mud, just got onto the floor, and it was just generally a bit of a mess, and I just didn't like it. So now we've been decorating the hallway, I thought I need a basket, but a tall basket that can fit into the small space that I need it to fit into. And so I bought this one. It's still got all the boots in. I bought this one, which is quite tall. In fact, it's the height, pretty much the height of Andrew's wellies, so if you can imagine how high that is. And it's just nice, it's perfect colour. It's got obviously a Hessian sack type lining inside, so that's really good because I can just empty that out, wash it, clean it every now and then. It perfectly fits all of our wellies, and it perfectly fits in the slot because it's quite narrow. I mean, it's not really narrow, it's decent size. It fits everything in. This was $42.99, so quite pricey for a basket. I think I probably could have found one a bit cheaper if I'd gone to Home Sense or something like that, but obviously can't go there at the moment, so I was limited to online, and I did search around, but I couldn't find anything this shape any cheaper. So so I went for this one, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it, and it fits perfectly into the little space that I needed it to. Okay, so the next thing I have purchased is my book that I'm reading at the moment, which I'll put a little picture of here. It is 1 in a Million by Lindsay Clarke, and I am loving it. I mentioned in a favourites video a little while ago that I had been reading her previous book, or one of her previous books, I don't know. I know she's written quite a few, but I'd not read any of her books before, and I really enjoyed it. And so I've started reading this one, and it's really good too. It is about a couple of women who work and run a media agency for YouTube and Instagram talent, I suppose. And one of them has to try and make somebody Instagram famous in 30 days. So it's obviously quite interesting for me doing what I do. Obviously I don't just do YouTube and Instagram, I actually work in digital media anyway. So for me it's really interesting. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I would thoroughly recommend it if you like that sort of thing. And yeah, I love the way she writes. So yeah, thoroughly enjoying that. I bought that for Kindle, although I don't have a Kindle, I read it on my phone, but it was $3.99. Okay, the next thing we have bought is the coffee that we drink. It is the Starbucks Blonde Espresso Roast. We actually get this on the subscribe and save scheme that you can do with Amazon. So you can get loads of things on that if you buy like toothpastes and laundry detergent. I mean, there's so many things you can buy with that scheme. I really need to go on and research and look at some of the things that I buy in the shops and work out whether it would be cheaper to get them through subscribe and save. There aren't many things that we buy really regularly that I know exactly how often we need them, but coffee was one that we definitely needed. So we get this every 3 weeks. I think we get 6 of these, and they work, I think it's about £18 for 6, which works out £3 a pack, and I think in Tesco they're like $3.60 something, so it does save us a bit of money doing it that way. And actually it's quite handy just getting them delivered in the post, and they come and stick them in the cupboard, and yeah, that's good. So yeah, we both enjoy that. Andrew probably more so than me, because I can't be bothered to make coffee a lot of the time, but he does drink several a day. So yeah, we get those. So the next thing we got is something that perhaps a lot of people might be purchasing at the moment or have purchased previously, and that is hair clippers. So we did have some hair clippers that I used to cut Andrew and Archie's hair in the last lockdown, and they were fine, but they didn't have, so they were quite, I think we'd actually bought them for the dog previously. They didn't have like a step up, so it was either a number 1, number 2, number 3. Usually you have a little lever on the side that can make it like a half step up so that you can taper more easily, because when you obviously shave their hair at the back with the clippers, if you go up from a 1 to a 2, you're going to get a step, and you can do it with the scissors, but I just can't be doing with that. So I said this time around, Andrew was like, I need you to cut my hair, and I was like, well, we need some better clippers, because it was so hard last time. And actually in the end with Archie's, I had done quite a decent job, and Andrew goes, no, you need to do this, and he took a great chunk out of it, Archie's hair, and we ended up having to shave it all over, and he was not happy. And in fact, it took a while to get him to trust me to cut his hair this time, but I did do it. He left it long on top, but I've done all the sides and the back. But yeah, so we got these ones, which are the Hateka rechargeable hair clippers, and the best thing about these is that they actually go up in 1mm increments. So you can go up a little bit at a time. So they've got the normal, in fact the turn around on the back, these things, the things that change the length of the hair that you're cutting, aren't the same, they aren't numbered in the same way. So they go like 1 to 3, 4 to 6, and that's in millimeters, not in like number. So a number 3 isn't necessarily 3mm, it's longer than that. And I started with one and thought, oh, went for it, and it was short. I was like, oh my god, that's not what I was expecting it to be. So if you're buying these, it's worth knowing that the measurements are not the same, and to perhaps try it out and go for the really long one first, just to assess how long it is. But it's a cordless one, which is also really good because you can just do it anywhere. You don't have to be near a plug. It just charges up, and yeah, so you've got your combs that you put on to cut the hair, and then it's got a little dial on the clippers itself, which you can go up from 0 to 2.5. So it's really small adjustments, which is great if you want to cut short hair, but go up in in gradient and not have a big step along the back, which is really hard to achieve. So yeah, I thoroughly recommend these. These were £40.99. You can probably get cheaper ones, I don't know, but these were really good. And I think actually they're charging a premium for these at the moment because obviously people need them because you can't go to the hairdresser. So who knows when we're going to be able to go back. Andrew has already asked me if I can cut his hair again this weekend, which gives me the fear every time. I'm like, oh, I don't like doing it. But I do feel a little bit happier doing it with these. Okay, coming to the last few bits. I purchased this, which is a broom holder. You see? So I really want to do a utility room makeover. Our utility room is small and not perfectly formed. It is a mess. It is a permanent mess. I clean it, I tidy it, I put everything away, make it look nice. Within hours, it is a mess again. We have our bin in the utility room, which is fine, but we don't have our recycle bin. So people just put all the recycling onto the sink draining board, and then every now and then we have to put that into the rubbish bin outside, and that just looks a mess. So I'm contemplating getting a bigger bin that has like a recycling section, but I'm not even sure that we would use it. I don't know. It's just a pain, and I want to put some nice baskets. I've got some grey baskets on the shelves, but the shelves are are fixed to the wall, and they're not fixed very well, and they have fallen down once before, so you can't put too much weight on the shelves. So all in all, it's a bit of a disaster. So I really want to spend some time making it work for us, because it's great space to have a utility room, but it's just a constant mess and it drives me crazy. And one of the things that I find really annoying is the fact that we've got our broom and our mop and everything, and they just sit up against the wall, and also the attachment for the Dyson. None of them sort of go anywhere, they just sit against the wall. And the mop is a problem because we have wooden floors, and if it's damp and you leave it sat on the floor, it ruins the floor. So I thought we need to get something to go on the wall where we can put the various things that we have, and there's some little hooks on here so you can put like dustpan and brush and things on there as well. And I thought it would just be a bit more useful and help tidy things up. I'm hoping. This isn't going to fix the entire problem, but it might be one thing towards fixing the problem. So I thought I'd start purchasing a few little things to make the utility room a bit more useful, and this is the first thing. I also want to get like an airer that pushes up against the wall but then pulls out, so we don't have to, because I quite often will just chuck stuff in the tumble dryer because I've got nowhere else to put it. And we do have a clothes airer which I use outside along with the washing line in the summer months, but at the moment it's obviously not warm enough to put stuff outside, and I don't like putting stuff on the radiators because it ruins the wall behind. And I don't tend to put my clothes airer up in the utility room because it just takes up too much space. But if I had something I could pull down from the wall and hang a few things on, that would be better. So I think that's my next purchase. But yeah, I got this for now. I'm gonna have to put this up in the next couple of weeks, and I'll buy some nice new baskets and just try and make it look a bit nicer. Okay, this next one is a really random one actually, but it has been extremely useful, and I thoroughly recommend it. It is this. Surprised for guessing what it is. It looks like a big roll of cling film, and that basically is what it is, but it is sticky. It's an adhesive decorator's film. So this is what, so you know, when you move house or when you have decorators in, usually they might put this on your carpets. It sticks down onto the carpets and can go right up to the edges. So if you're painting skirting or woodwork in your house, then it won't get on your carpets. Now, I have used previously on our wooden, the skirtings around our wooden floor, I've just used a bit of masking tape and that, or frog tape, and that's worked really well. But on the carpets, it just doesn't stick. It doesn't stick well enough. It just comes up, and then I end up getting paint on the carpet. So I've been decorating the wood on our stairs, all the way up our first flight of stairs. So I bought this because I thought it would be perfect, because I can then leave it down for the days. I mean, it took basically a week, yeah, five days probably to get it all done and finished, and I could leave this on the stairs for that entire time because it's easy to walk up and down the stairs. On top of it, it doesn't move, so if you put sheeting down, that moves. And also if you put sheeting down and then you drip paint on it, you can then, it then gets everywhere, whereas with this you can just quickly wipe it up, and because it's obviously wipeable. So yeah, I was so chuffed with this purchase. I've never thought of getting it before, and when I was thinking about doing the work on the stairs, I thought I need something to protect the carpet. I know, I'll get some sticky tape. So I've got this and it's perfect. It's really hard to put it down corners of stairs. I did say a few chosen words every now and then when I couldn't make it go in the right place and it kept sticking to my hand. But if you've got straight stairs, it's absolutely perfect. You just put it down and roll it all the way down and it will fit perfectly. But yeah, corners are a little bit more tricky, but it still worked and it still did the job, and I didn't get any paint on our stairs at all. This was £17.99 and worth every single penny. Okay, last two bits, and this first one is the most random, I think, and probably not something that anyone else watching this is likely to need, but I thought I would show you anyway because I think it's awesome. And this is this hat. It is like a mesh baseball cap, and it says, oh gosh, the inside of it, it says 90 never looks so good. And this is for my dad, who turns 90 on Wednesday. We probably won't get to see him. We may drive down and drop his presents off and just say hello at the door and give a little wave. But I thought this would make him laugh. We've also got him some other presents as well, but I thought he would love this. I really think the older people get, the more difficult they are to buy for. Like, what do you buy for a 90-year-old man? I mean, you know, we've got him a whiskey glass and some whiskey to go with it because he drinks whiskey, and that's fine, he'll enjoy that. But what else do you get? My mum bought him a beautiful chair, but yeah, it's difficult to know what to get someone, especially in lockdown. So I thought he would like this hat. This was £9.99, which is quite a lot for a hat, but it will make him smile, so that's got to be worth it. So yeah, random purchase number 9. And last but by no means least is another item for our hallway, and something I did actually research quite a bit. So I was looking for something to go on the wall. I've been looking at prints and mirrors and all sorts, and I decided I wanted a clock. We have gone for a, I'm going to say industrial, but it's not an industrial theme. We haven't gone all out industrial, but it's got a soft industrial feel about it, I suppose. It's slightly dark. I've gone for a mirror with like a black, with black around, and we've also got the radiator cover, and then on the wall as you come in on the left, we are humming and hawing about what to put there. Possibly a print, maybe a neon sign. We might be going a bit out there. You'll find out by the time you watch the video. But yeah, we're not 100% sure, but I knew I did want a clock somewhere, so I purchased this clock, which I think is lovely. It's perfect for the little spot that I wanted it to go into. I was trying to find a 30cm one, and I couldn't find one, and this is 40cm, and I thought, oh, it won't fit, but then I measured it and actually it's perfect. So it's just battery operated. It is a silent clock, so you can't hear it, which is good. And yeah, I just love it. It's obviously got this slight industrial feel. There were loads of different ones that you could buy. This was £26.99, I think, around that. I think it says £26.99 now. I think I paid £25.99 for it. The prices tend to vary so much on Amazon. There can be something one day and then something completely different the next. But yeah, so I really like it. It looks fab in the space that it's in, and yeah, it just goes really well with the look that I'm trying to achieve. So yeah, I thoroughly recommend that if you're looking for a clock. So that's all of the random items that I have been buying on Amazon, probably over the last month to 6 weeks. I hope you liked them all. If there's anything you particularly liked or that you've got similar, then let me know in the comments below. I will leave all of the items linked below in case you want to go and check them out. And that's it. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're not already, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old ones